Okay, back with the next installment as we look at this essay about the American dream. So this paragraph, we're expecting to say something about why many people are limited in their ability to achieve the American dream, but something different than money, because she talked about that in the paragraph before. In the same way, non-white individuals face racism and cannot overcome this barrier. So again, this looks like her topic sentence. This is the sentence that tells what the point of the paragraph is, what she wants me to get from this paragraph. And the trick will be sticking to this throughout the paragraph. So it's going to be about racism and how racism can keep people from achieving the American dream or make it more difficult, if she did a good job. In Streets of Gold, The Myth of the Model Minority by Curtis Chang, the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission conducted a survey in 1979 and discovered widespread anti-Asian hiring and promotion practices. Kind of an old source, right? But otherwise sounds good. Asians, like other minorities, occupy most low-paying jobs and are not as privileged as whites because they are more likely to face discrimination against their ethnicity and have denied opportunities. It is hard for them to attain their dreams, obtain a professional position, and be successful. So this is good because she gave an example of racism with this quote, racism in hiring. And then she tells why it matters and what it has to do with the American dream here in her explanation. Because of these prejudice hiring practices, it's hard for them to attain their dreams, obtain a professional position, and be successful. In other research, the city of University of New York, something wrong there, I think, sent resumes to employers, one group under an Asian name and a similar group under a Caucasian name. Whites received interviews 5 times more than Asians. So another example of prejudice in hiring practices. This result suggests that even though colored individuals work as hard and have the same qualifications as whites, they still encounter stereotypes and do not start on equal terms. So this is what it has to do with the American dream. Such selection based on stereotypes diminishes their dreams to make a living and provide the best for their children's future and makes it harder for minorities to find success. Bravo, right? So she's still proving that same thesis that achieving the American dream is not equally attainable for all. First, she talked about barriers of money. Now she talked about barriers created by racism. And she provided a lot of information to support those points in the form of quotes. She made sure to explain what she wanted the reader to get from those quotes. This is shaping up to be a good body paragraph. So I think I won't read the entire thing, but let's just look at the topic sentence for the next paragraph. It's right here where you would expect it. Similarly, males are more likely to pursue their American dream than females. Probably what she meant here was not pursue, but attain, I'm guessing. Maybe I will read one quote just to see about that. So I might make a note here that the word she may have been looking for is attain. That probably is what she meant. In Class of America, 2003, by Gregory Matsios, he explains, men, whether they are white or black, have privileges afforded them in a sexist society. And you can see here, she's still putting her parenthetical citations. Despite their skills and levels of profession, women are oppressed and granted little opportunities. Because their gender is a barrier that they encounter on a daily basis, women have a lower chance of having upward mobility and providing a brighter future. They also get paid less than men for the same work. So it's sounding good, right? She's not talking about racism. She's not talking about money, except as money relates to being female. So it's okay that money's come back. But it's not talking about money as a main factor in reducing people's access to the American dream. It's just talking about money in relation to sexism. And then she does explain how sexism keeps people from attaining the American dream. So she's always coming back to her thesis. This is really good stuff. Down here, let's see what her new point is, right? So we're looking for a new aspect or way in which perhaps social or financial barriers can keep people from achieving the American dream. And we've got one such reason clearly stated at the beginning of the paragraph. Nice, clear topic sentence. Likewise, heterosexuals are more capable of achieving their dreams than homosexuals. Now, I think, again, something about her wording is maybe a little off here. I think she's talking about the barriers rather than, it sounds like heterosexuals might be actually more capable in some way. I don't think that's what she meant. This is a student who's a multilingual student, by the way, writing this, so that can sometimes contribute to these ways in which the wording sounds a little off. But I think if we delve into it, I think what we'll find is that she is saying that it's not that homosexuals are less capable than heterosexuals, but that prejudices in society create a situation where homosexual individuals may have more barriers to achieving the American dream than heterosexuals. And well, I've read this before, so she does indeed go on to say that. I'll just read the first quote. She gives a little background here so that we can understand who this guy, Kevin Jennings, is. In American Dreams, a young Kevin Jennings believes that anyone with motivation can achieve whatever they want, despite their human sexuality. Years later, he realizes that the American dream is unattainable to those who are gay. He states, I decided it was impossible, and without my dream, I couldn't see a reason why I'd want to be alive at all. So that's pretty dark. Anyway, it goes on to talk about ways in which prejudice can limit access to the American dream for heterosexuals. So another good paragraph. She's got a number of quotes in here. Let's see, there's that one I just read you, Jennings 18, also from Jennings, same page. Another one down here. So 2 quotes for that paragraph. A lot of good detail throughout this essay. And then in the last paragraph, the last body paragraph, she does something a little different. She goes back to her introduction about that woman bought cow. You might remember she told that story in the intro, how this woman seemingly achieved the American dream in spite of such barriers of money and perhaps social prejudice. So let's see what she does here. Let's return to the story of Bought Cow. In An Unlikely Field Dream Comes True by Kathy Jett. How does Cow's story prove that everyone cannot achieve their American dream? She is more fortunate than others to learn English for 6 months in the Philippines. So she has maybe some advantages that others do not. She gets the opportunity to move to Arlington, Texas, under the sponsorship of the Baptist Church. And the author of this essay points out that was also lucky. Not everyone could have such a sponsor. She picks up English quickly. She gets a green card quickly. These are all things that are not easy to do. She received support from the church, but also her husband, mother, and friend. So this paragraph is a little different because instead of giving more evidence that certain people may face barriers due to prejudice or their financial status, this one is showing why Bought Cow, even though she did achieve success, does not prove that everyone can, something like that. So it works. And let's just go back. I finished the body now, so I'm going to go back here and take a look at this. And I can also think about the thesis statement now, because I've read the whole thing. Remember, her thesis was that many people face barriers of either a financial or social nature, which make attaining the American dream very difficult for them. Did she write about that throughout her essay? Yes, she did. She did great. She talked about that in every single paragraph, some aspect of that argument. And if you remember, she did clearly state her thesis at the end of the introduction. I'll go back and just zoom right back to that part Here's her thesis statement right here. Although some rare individuals like Kao can achieve their American dream, many more are limited in attaining it because of social and financial barriers. So that's good, right? I would go ahead and put a big X here. Oh, not there. Sorry. Not there. Here in the excellent column, because she knocked it out of the ballpark when it came to her both her introduction and her thesis statement, which I can now say having read the whole body of the essay. The thesis statement itself was clear. It was stated at the end of the introduction where we generally expect it. And it matched well with what she said in body paragraphs. So it's good. It's better than good. It's really outstanding. Organization and paragraph focus. Did she have a different point or a different main idea in each paragraph? Yes, she did. She did indeed. And those were clearly stated in little brief sentences at the beginning of each paragraph. So it's easy to tell what point she was making and how it related to her overall argument. Great job. Development and support. This one is asking about those details. Remember, I was pointing out the quotes that she used and then how she explained after the quote what she wanted us to get from the quote, what that quote said to us about the achievement of the American dream. She did that really well too. So that's why this is a model essay, right? She did all these things super well. The only thing I haven't looked at yet, or we have not looked at yet, is assignment fulfillment. I'm holding back on that because I don't quite know how long the essay is yet. And the conclusion, because that's the one part that I haven't read. Proofreading and formatting, I'm pretty confident at this point that it was really good. There were some errors and some irregularities with wording, but there's only one error that I felt I had to mark. That's pretty great. So I'm going to go ahead and put an X here in proofreading and formatting in the excellent column. I can always go back and delete that if I find a lot of errors in the conclusion. Once in a while that happens because people are tired. When they get to the conclusion, they're tired out and they don't always proofread as well. So back to our essay. I'm going to scroll all the way down to her conclusion here. Let's see, here it is. Nowadays, the majority of the population still faces, there's another one of those subject-verb agreement errors. So that's one thing for her to improve on, but it's not so bad. That's only two major errors that were really distracting throughout the whole essay. So the majority of the population still faces inequality and cannot achieve their American dreams. The lower class is living on a strict budget, and a higher percent of non-white individuals have low-paying jobs, while upper-class Caucasians continue to get richer. Men are dominating in the workplace, and gays do not have the right to marry who they want. So that dates this essay, right? Because now people can marry who they want in America because of a Supreme Court case in the last few years. These inequalities need to stop. Everyone deserves to have equal opportunity and be free to pursue their dreams. Mahatma Gandhi, an important leader that helped India gain its independent states. You must be in charge. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. To ensure equality, each and every one of us can join movements and speak out about the barriers we face today in our society. Inform others why the issue is important to you and try to get them involved. It is possible to influence others to stop the discrimination and accept each other's differences if we take inspiration from great leaders like Gandhi and help create equality. Here, I want to point out that she did restate her main purpose for the essay to show that some people have easier time accessing their American dream than others. But she did a little more than that. In this case, it was kind of a call to action type of conclusion. She's like, let's all do this. Another way of thinking of it is that she's looking toward the future. That's another good way to conclude. So this is just a great essay. Let's see. It's 5 pages. You can see up here. She made it to 5, so it easily meets the minimum 4 pages. If I had any doubts, I would be checking the word count, but I don't have any doubts in this case. So she's got a good conclusion. Everything's been excellent. And she fulfilled the assignment. You remember what it was? 4 to 6 page essay that addresses the following questions. Is the American dream accessible to everyone who is willing to work hard, or is access limited? So this is